Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. Today I'm playing Ashened and I'm a big fan of this deck and I'm also playing a pure version of it. However, I do realize that there are other engines you can play as well and I'm gonna discuss why I personally don't play them, so let's get into it. First of all, for the card by card, we're playing the playset of Priestess with the playset of Vidos together with one copy Shaman, Hero and King, and the only card I'm not playing is the Spearhead. I don't think that this card is as good. I think it performs the worst out of all of them, at least for me, so I personally don't like it much. I'm also playing playset of Obsidian and the playset of Extinguishing the Ashen, and I've seen some people playing less than 3 copies of this, which in my opinion is a mistake because this is a searcher and a way to fusion summon, so for me it's a really good card. Now also we have the playset of the Awakening of Vados, and this is one of the worst things about this deck. This card is not searchable with anything, so you just need to hard draw it. It's also a quick play, which means you can't set it off of Trust, and it's annoying when you don't get it because it's your best card and the best way to set on the field the Obsidian, but yeah, we can't search it, which is really annoying. Also we have the one Rekindling. Now I've seen people playing between 2 to 3 copies of this card. However, I prefer to play more hand traps in this version instead of this, although this isn't that bad because you can search it and you can also recycle. Since we have Shaman, I don't think we really care about the recycling that badly, so yeah, I just play one copy of it. And also we have the one copy of the Ashened of Eternity and the Ashened of the Endlessness, both of which are really strong, but you only need one copy of each. And for the non-engine, we have the 2 Bonfire to help us with the Priestess search together with the playset of Ash, Maxi, Fuos, essentially 6 copies of Maxi. I know it's ridiculous. Also 2 copies of Imperm. Ideally I want to play another one, but I really wanted to keep the build 40 cards, so that's why I only played 2. We also have the one Corsair, the double Cold Buy, and the Super Poly. And Super Poly, in my opinion, is a really strong card for the deck. And in the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Ember and 2 copies of Vidos, which are standard. And now for the small engines, I'm gonna talk about a couple of them. First of all, Kashtira engine, which basically allows you to exceed someone into Flame Banshee, giving you another level 4 body in the face of Rhino card. I do like it, however, locking yourself into exceed summoning while your main monsters are fusions, it's not really ideal. There's also the Agnimal Candle small engine technically, which allows you to search it off of Bonfire, then special summon and go into Flame Banshee. However, since we have only 2 copies of Bonfire, if we don't draw them, this card is completely useless. For that reason, I don't love it. And now the engine that I like the most is by using the Fusion Armament to go into the Gaia place. This is really fun because it allows you to have a sort of a way to deal with Nibiru for the 5th summon, although I don't think it's that big of a deal for 2 reasons. One is that you do need to commit your Fusion Summon into Gaia. Second of all, in order to play around Nibiru, you need to have Armament necessarily in the hand, which is not searchable, which is a little annoying, right? And for the extra deck, we of course have the Super Poly targets in the face of the Garura, Mud Dragon, and also the Dragos Apelia. I think this is gonna be really strong because a lot of you Bell players are gonna start playing again due to Vardras coming to the game, right? We also have the Baguska, which is your number 1 way to basically deal with the 6 Maxis. Essentially, if you happen to special summon for free the Priestess while we have Obsidian, you just go for a normal summon and you just summon it, and it's really good, I guess. I'm also playing Flame Banshee, which is a really cool card to get access to any Pyro monster, and here the main way I actually get access to it is by summoning a Fuos and space summoning the Priestess while I have the Fuse spell on the field. And it's really helpful because if you're going second, you don't need the Fuos that badly, and you can also go into Flame Banshee to search, which is a lot better. And there's also Typhon, which is generically good. The one Dark to go into SP and trigger the first effect of SP, which is really nice. We also have the Moon of the Closed Heaven and the Underworld Goddess because it's helpful sometimes to deal with your opponent's field. And the one Verte, which is the 15th card that I couldn't figure out what to do with, so I decided to add this because essentially you just get negated like 20 times, for example, and you can at least link off 2 monsters and go for Super Poly and still clear your opponent's field, which is the final resort move, I guess. And I'm also not playing the Promethean Princess engine because I don't think it's that good, since you need to go into Phoenix first in order to access it, since you play no fire monsters whatsoever, and I'm just not a fan of it. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Now I'm also gonna discuss some of the problems with this deck during the end of the video, but now let's get into the gameplay and have some fun first. Alright, we have a decent hand. Let's go with the Obsidian as our first play, and then let's activate Vidos. Hopefully he doesn't have a negation because that will definitely hurt our place. Doesn't seem like it, so we can combo off nicely here. And now let's get the search for the Ashen to Endlessness on the field, which is beautiful. We need that for the future plays. Let's also activate the Obsidian. Best summon from our deck, of course, the King. King is a little bit better to go for because you can activate the effect to still space summon the Priestess and you just get the extra body. But it's not good to play more than 1 copy of it, and actually I should have summoned it in defense mode, by the way. And also with the Priestess, we can get a nice little search for the Extinguishing the Ashen, which means we can now activate it and get more access to other things. I'm thinking about second Vidos because it's really good to have a second one for the opponent's turn and just get the other trap card set on the field as well. And now we can also use the effect of the Extinguishing to, of course, fusion summon. So we're just gonna go through the most standard place, not gonna go into anything that crazy. So now let's use this, summon the Embers, now activate Embers' effect and retrieve the fuse spell from the graveyard graveyard to the hand, then to the field, of course, and we can just pass turn with that. We have Super Poly, which is also a very nice card to use. So we're gonna set the Super Poly, and we're also gonna set the Rekindling because it's a negation. Keep the Ash in the hand as discard fodder most likely, which is not ideal. I don't personally love it, but I just need to use the Super Poly for it, and I want to keep this because it recycles and it also negates, and I think that would be a little bit better. So now he activates 1-for-1. Dude, it's so tempting to just negate it with the Ash. Oh, come on, dude. Ah, man. I actually can do that. I can afford to do that, by the way. Let's activate it because I can go Vidos, pop Obsidian, press summon Priestess. Priestess can get me a search, right? And he goes -2 here, which is lovely for me. Activating that grass. Look. Oh my god, dude, I didn't ash that. Oh, man, I didn't know he has it. Well, he went for Brazilian good cards. Well, I'm just gonna have to wait for him to go through all of the plays, and then I'm gonna do something. He is gonna proceed to the battle phase. Now, firstly, let's activate Vidos, and we're gonna be popping the Zombie World as the very first play. And right afterwards, we're gonna activate the Ashened to Endlessness and Fusion Summon his whole field to just destroy everything, right? Now, let's also set the Ashened for Eternity, and that's gonna be pretty good for us as a nice little follow-up. Now, let's also go into the Ashened to Endlessness to just go for our lovely Vidos here. All right, let's just destroy the whole field, and that's gonna be great for us. Now, does he have any sort of a follow-up to still special summon it? He might have, but I can also negate it with the Rekindling. Dude, he doesn't know that he can destroy my monster, and he just cooled the game. All right. That was a lovely game, dude. Complete board wipe of the whole field. That's how you do it. That's how you do it with this deck. All right, we have the one card combo. We can go like crazy here if we don't get negated. If we get negated, we don't have a turn. Well, we didn't get negated, which is a lot better. Now we're gonna set to our opponent's side of the field the Obsidian, and we're gonna be searching, of course, the Vidos here, which is gonna be popping it, and we can go through the best combo. So let's get going, guys. Let's pop the Obsidian here, first of all, and he's chaining Ash Blossom to the Vidos. Interesting why he did it now, but yeah, I actually still don't have a turn. Bro, this deck, dude. Oh, man, this deck is so easy to get negated. Look at this. I can't even do anything at this point. I can only summon one hero. That's it. Let's just set everything. We haven't actually lost the game. Funnily enough, we haven't lost the game because we can pop this during our opponent's turn, triggering the effect of it still. We can also go for Awakening, set another field spell. We can get the popping effect with the hero. We can also get the Super Poly. So we're technically not lost yet. We can go for a lot more plays. First of all, let's just wait a little bit, see what the opponent really plays. So yeah, we know what to do. Okay, now that isn't cool. First of all, Awakening of Vidos here. Let's just be careful with the chain reactions. Then we're gonna activate the Vidos as well because we want to get the effect to pop first. Then we want to set another field spell, right? So, you know, we got to be careful about the sequencing. Also, we're gonna get to set the, let's see, which one do we bother getting in the graveyard? Probably this isn't too bad to get in the graveyard because we can make anything pyro, which is helpful for the hero, you know, just in case. And then we're gonna set to the opponent's side of the field another Obsidian and get the search for another Vidos just for a follow-up, right? The cool thing is he can't actually get rid of it. Well, if we set it to our side of the field, he's just gonna pop it and we won't get any value out of it. Now let's pass someone to the field our Priestess due to the Obsidian being popped, the one that he had on the field initially, and we popped. And we're gonna get a nice little surge for extinguishing Yashin, so we have some sort of a nice follow-up again. And yeah, we can also activate hero, pop something, destroy his whole field, not too bad. Searching Magmamut now, yeah, that's fine, I guess. I don't know what he's playing really. He's just activating like Bestials and stuff. Let's go Maxi here. We're just gonna draw a card and we'll see what will happen. The cool thing is he can beat over our hero, which is really nice. Oh, Called by the Grave as well. Well, I don't love that. I would have appreciated a card or two, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. So he went for Magmamut chaining 1, chaining 2 regained, and he shuffled back the Lubellian to draw a card, and he either got Primera now or had it before that. Here's the thing, we're gonna wait to see what he searches, and then we're gonna activate hero immediately to pop the Vidos to get the whole field out of the way. Wait a second, so if I pop now, he's able to go for the field spell, correct? Which is still not good. Alright, here's where we need to think. There are two options. We either activate the effect now, pop the whole field, and then he activates the field spell and combos off. So we don't, and he goes for Baron most likely, and we don't get a turn at all. So either way, we're kind of in the middle of a problem. So let's just activate it now. Even though he's still gonna get more plays going, I just want to protect myself from Baron, right? So that's the main reason why I'm activating it now, even though it's not ideal, clearly. Yep, he's gonna activate the stand-up Centurion as expected, dude. Oh, his last card is Bodrake, and he actually chose to summon it instead of sending it to the graveyard? Really? Whatever, dude. It's my turn now. So he's gonna have have Druid Swarm, also Bow Drake, which is still nasty. Now we're gonna go with the Vados, pop our field spell, set to the field the Ashened to Eternity, which is not too bad. Ashened for Eternity actually. And then we're gonna activate Obsidian, Space Summon again from the deck. I'm expecting to see a Regained activated here, and I'm expecting to see the Druid Swarm activated later, right? So we gotta be careful about both of these things. However, I want to keep super poly until after we fusion summon and we set the Obsidian again, because I believe we can get access to the Vidos from the extra deck this way and we can win the game with it. So let's go King now, and let's bring back let's space summon the Priestess from the deck, which is gonna give us an additional searcher for maybe Shaman. We can't currently activate the effect of Shaman, but it would be nice to do it. Now let's go normal summon this. Let's see, we can activate first of all Shaman, so let's do that before anything else. Recycle these three, then we're gonna get the Obsidian, then we might proceed to the battle phase. Okay, no, he activated this before that. All right, that's great. Now we can fusion off the whole field later, and it's gonna be really strong, you know. That was what we waited for, and now we can combo off like crazy. We don't even need the Extinguishing, even though it's a good card to have. I just don't think I needed that badly, right? Now he's also gonna activate this to go +1/+2. All right, at least he's giving me the resources back, which is still something. So we can go for Hero, and there's a very specific reason as to why I'm doing it this way. Not because I want to pop the Vados, we don't need to do that. We're gonna be going for the Extinguishing the Ashened play, so we can firstly fusion summon into the Embers, recycle the field spell, and then go for further plays, because we need a Pyro monster in the graveyard. So we're gonna be using the Shaman, which we already have the effect resolved. Summon this here, and then we're gonna get to recycle the field spell, and now we're able to activate the Ashened to Assist, which we currently don't need actually, since we already have the field spell available for us. And now we're gonna activate Bow Drake, which is completely fine. Also the Druid Swarm, again, completely fine. We can still win the game through all of that. All right, banishing the Embers, and now returning to the hand the Obsidian, and now he's gonna activate Druid Swarm. Well, we now have an empty field, but we have one secret tool that we can use. Let's activate our Super Poly here and fusion off the entire field to summon the Vados by discarding the hero, and then we can just strike him for a little bit of damage, pass turn. This animation is actually beautiful. And now let's activate also this to pop everything on the field that he has, and we don't need to activate the second Vados. So yeah, and now he has an empty field, and I can attack for 3k, and I can also activate the effect to destroy a monster, not negating the effect of it unfortunately, but still quite the good field that we ended on. And let's also activate the Obsidian here and just recycle and draw an additional card, which is helpful overall. That's a nice follow-up. I would have loved a Hint Trap, but yeah, it's fine. Recycling the Bow Drake again, yeah, that's okay. Now immediately in the draw phase, I'm gonna activate the Ashen for Eternity, because I do want to get the search from it. Chaining the Bow Drake before that to get rid of my Vidos in the graveyard. That would have been the best card to get, but unfortunately he got rid of it. So we're gonna go with something else. Maybe like a Priestess won't be bad at all. We could have went for Shaman as well, but I think that Priestess would be a little bit better to get the search going, because there are cards that we can get from the deck as well. Now activating the Oath, I'm not gonna do anything about that. Remember, this is only a popping effect, so it's not overall that great. It's just a way to disrupt our opponent's place here, and we can activate it now to get rid of the Centurion Primera. By the way, this is one of the best ways to just get rid of Centurion cards in general. It's so strong. And I'm thinking about getting rid of the Ashen for Eternity and keeping the field spell, just in case we end up being interrupted on the Priestess and we have access to the Obsidian. That's so strong, dude. That deals with the Primera like that. He doesn't get the normal summon, not the effect as well, and he has the talent, which is annoying. Bro, this is exactly game? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. No, come on, dude, seriously? Bro, remember the effect of Ashen for Eternity. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that you own, take control of that monster. Oh my god, I sacrificed the card instead of the Obsidian because I was thinking about more follow-up. Dude, I lost the game because of that. Yeah, I should have just played around it, and I didn't. Wow. That was just... Dude, come on. Alright, time for Professor Dante to explain exactly how I lost the game like a moron. So there are two reasons why I lost. First of all, when he activates Bow Drake, I can activate the first effect of Ashen for Eternity and actually stop it completely from summoning. Second of all, I'm just stupid. I didn't play around talent, which was a little bit of a mistake. And yeah, I mean, I didn't know what he had, but still, just wanted to tell you why I lost the game. Now let's move on to the final thoughts. Alright, so final thoughts. I promised to talk about some of the downsides of this deck, and I think it has two definitive downsides. Number one is the fact that the best card in the deck is not searchable, which is so annoying. This card basically sets up your best field. In order to compensate for not having it, you need to have at least a 2-card combo. Also, the second downside is the fact that you're really reliant on the Obsidian, and sometimes it's really hard to get access to Obsidian because you can't search it with anything but Priestess or the Awakening of Vidos. Awakening of Vidos, as I said, you need to hard draw it, or Priestess, you're gonna want to search most likely the Extinguishing the Ashened and not the Obsidian, so it's a little annoying to combo off and sometimes you can break. Outside of those two problems, I think that the new support made the deck pretty strong, and it just gives you more recyclability, more plays to go through, and it's just overall better. And I'm gonna experiment and think of another way to play this deck outside of the pure version, and if I figure something out, I might make a video for it. But for now though, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate like, subscribe. Also check out more Yuga Mask Duel content in the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.